What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map, in the red color playing as Thor. His name is Suppe. His opponent today, in the blue color playing as Thor as well. His name is Nullus. The map is Savannah, and we've got ourselves a nasty little Thor war for you guys. We've got the master of the Thor wars, Suppe, here, and this is going to be what we're focusing on here at the start of this game, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the villagers already moving out, looking for this food. They find their hunt. The old sarks move around, so that Suppe has found that. So we're going to see exactly what he chooses here. He does chop down this wood here. You can see he's chopped only 10 wood while he was looking around on the map to find somewhere to go. Moves his villagers over here, and he's going to be grabbing this hunt straight away. The question is, always, if you drop the gold mine, you will be able to get yourself a dwarf here. But the question is, will Suppe be getting the dwarf or not? Now, there is a way in which you can take these dwarves off of gold, drop them over onto this wood here, and then not have to get mine any wood at all. Or like get any ox carts for the wood, and just stay one ox cart in the classical age for Thor, and it can be actually really, really good, especially what essentially the plan would be, and I'm just theory crafting this as maybe like the strongest way to get started for Thor would be to grab your villagers and jump onto the wood while you're advancing to the classical age. Queue your ox carts up out of your town center and have enough wood to drop a house and a longhouse, and then you're going to be completely fine to just go like Ulfsark Herser or Raiding Cavalry Herser or something like that at the start of the game. As we see the Ulfsarks spotting each other in the middle of the map there. That's a little bit dangerous for these players, as Nullus here, he's already got his ox cart out. He's chopping down this wood. I do think that being on the defensive most of the time, if you're playing exactly the same god, is the better way to play. But when you're playing as Norse, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different because you can catch your opponent off guard because they need military to fight and they need military to build. So if you can force your opponent to be fighting, then they're not going to be able to build, and that can be an advantage for you as the Norse players. We are seeing some goats actually getting gathered here, as it looks like Suppe wants to drop these villagers maybe onto wood, so he doesn't want to make them walk too far around the map. As we see the temple coming up, and is this going to be a sub 4-minute advance time here? He's got one more villager to come out. This looks like a sub 4-minute advance time from Suppe. The only thing I would like to see different here is don't jump onto the straggler trees. Use the ox cart here to chop this wood down. And get your, well, I mean, it's kind of hard. You do want to be getting yourself Herser, but I feel like if you gather enough food out of this hunt and then go onto the wood, you can be completely fine here as well. But we're going to be starting to see those Herser coming through, and Nullus here, he doesn't even have his temple up. This is the craziness of Suppe's builds here. He doesn't even have his temple up. The question here is there going to be anywhere for him to attack? So right now, Suppe already knows that there's hunt over here. He knows that this is where the units are going. We see the relic over here, System of Bast, great relic to grab, minus 10% villager food cost in that relic. So he's going to grab that one immediately. The problem is, the question is, he's probably going to be building himself dwarves for the first little bit, so it's not that important. As the Ulfsark going to be swinging around the back, we'll see. Can he sneak up a wall here? That would be the most obnoxious thing you could do. Sneak up a wall and attack this. But these villagers are going to have to retreat straight away here, as we see the longhouse getting dropped. The Valkyrie coming forward. More Herser moving in onto this position here as Nullus retreating away. We'll see if the villagers will get back here. The Valkyrie is going to easily pick off at least one villager there as that one goes down. Nice play there by Suppe, getting himself an advantage from the get-go. As the villagers have to come back into their main base, there are a ton of giraffe over here, but Nullus, he's throwing the walls up. He wants to defend this as best as he can. Does Suppe know about it? Answer is no. His scouting is lackluster. He does know that there's giraffe over here. The villagers finishing up on this position there. You can send these villagers over onto that hunt there and reduce the walking time here. The question is, what do you go into now? And we are seeing throwing axemen as the unit of choice. Meanwhile, we do see 3 giraffe over here So has Soup found his opponent's 3 draft? Answer is yes. So he knows that there's 3 draft. He knows that there's a pack of draft. So he's going to have to find that. And that's exactly what the Valkyrie is looking for right now as it's moving up here. Where is my opponent hunting? He sees that the wall, or can feel that the wall is there by clicking into the back corner of the map here. Nullus is now in the second age. He's got himself Hardest Folly, which gives himself just a little bit of extra line of sight for his Ulfsarks, I think. Yep, and the Forest Fire coming down now for Soup. Going to open this up just a little bit as the population for Nullus is 32 of 30 or 45, and Soup is at 42 of 45. So a huge advantage here for Soup in the early stages of the game. You see that the Valkyrie has spotted the giraffe over here. And that's going to be a big problem for Nullus to overcome, as he's effectively going to have to fight down population, it would seem here. As the Valkyrie moving into his opponent's base. Nice marker there by Soup. Good awareness to pull back there onto this location. As the Valkyrie pushing it. And the Oxcart gets sniped there. That's brutal. He's doing so much damage right now onto Nullus' economy as those villagers have to walk back. Just send the Oxcart forward. Send this one forward. You've got a straggler tree. You've still got these straggler trees over here to chop down. You can build another one. Okay, we'll do that. That's fine. As the Valkyrie coming forward, going to continue to try and get more damage in as now the units pushing in. We see some straggler units getting taken down here. Beautiful play there by Soup, sniping some units that really shouldn't have been there, as this throwing action is going to be trying to make a run for it here. It will get away as the Valkyrie returning back up onto this position. As now Soup's going to simply say, all right, you build some walls, let me knock them down and say hello to your position here. Problem right now for Soup is he doesn't have, well, he is getting some houses in his base. Love that. That's exactly what I like. He did build a couple of houses on the front, but just 2, so it's not the biggest of deals. It's better than the players who build all 10 of their houses in the front. As we see another wall attempting to come up here for Nullus. I don't think he's going to get this up in time with just the one Ulfsark, especially with throwing Axeman here to help target that. So these villagers here are not long for this world, as the units pushing forward will break down this wall here as well, as it's going to maybe not even get completed here. It's not going to get completed at all as the Skrelling gets taken out. The villagers moving forward. Now we see some houses going down here. Nice play here by Nullus, getting a little bit of return fire onto Soup's economy, or Soup's production here. But Soup's already got himself the houses in his base. He's not going to be really hurting at all. Meanwhile, the houses for Nullus going down as well, as he's got them built a little bit precariously. He does have some chickens here, so he can eat those, but no hunt right now for Nullus means that Soup has every advantage in this game going forward. He's still got all of this hunt in the back corner that he can go onto. I'm surprised he hasn't. He knows it's there, right? He does know it's there, but he's not moved them there just yet, as the longhouses are getting taken down, and it looks like Soup has actually gotten housed here, so this is hurting. Soup is moving. Soup, that you got hunt over here, bud. You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to. All right, why not? Like, you'd never expect that to happen. The villagers come through. They do get spotted. If Nullus was looking at his mini map, he would have spotted those. His units are going to be swinging. He can wall them in. He can wall them in. This is going to be brutal. The units move here, finish this wall off, and kill off those villagers before the units can push through. And that's going to be an even game, if not advantage Nullus, if we can get them up in time. We'll see if that's what he's going to go for. The villagers get spotted over here. Nullus might not have enough time to get this wall up. He is going to be throwing this one down. We see the Oxcart getting taken down. Forest Fire getting dropped. Oh, why Forest Fire? I mean, Forest Firing that, okay? We see one villager going down. The villager's going to turn around and start shanking away. At least Nullus, he didn't kill the villagers, but at least he kills the Oxcart, prevents those villagers from gathering there any longer. And now they've got a long way to walk back home, as Soup makes a very, very dangerous move there, and it doesn't end up working out for him at all. It's not exactly the damage that we might have hoped there for Nullus, but it was damage nonetheless. As Valkyrie spawning over here for Soup. He's going to be able to make Valkyries, and there's no way that Nullus is going to be able to afford those at this point. He's got himself all the villagers on food over here on the herdables, but just no hunt income means no real ability to produce those Valkyries, which is, again, advantage Soup here. As the raiding cavalry retreat or moving through here for Nullus. He's going to be searching for something, as now we see villagers moving over here to eat these giraffe. Finally, as these villagers are searching around in the... There is a zebra here. There's a gold mine over here as well, which is going to be nice for Soup to find. As now Soup trying to push in, trying to take these villages down, or this buildings down. The gold mine here might be the problem that Nullus is going to have to avoid or overcome. One way to overcome this is to go in straight away on towers before you even move out onto it. Another way to overcome it is to just try and get 115 population and hopefully be able to defend with the help of the villagers to defend. But with all of Valkyrie there, I feel like the only way is to go watch towers and spam like 3 or 4 crenellations towers or something on that gold mine. But even then, Soup's got a house there, so you got to be careful about that one to not give away that you're doing that. We see another throwing axe and getting taken out here. It's now Soup. Sorry, now Nullus does have himself 105 of 105 population. Soup also going to be at 105 of 105 population. So both players in a very, very similar position here, as the temple looks like it's going to be getting taken down here, as we do see Aurora Borealis coming through for the Shield Maiden Valkyrie, or turning them into Shield Maiden Valkyrie, as they're also going to take down a couple of those raiding cavalry here. More houses coming out here as the longhouses getting built on the front, as I'm sure Nullus's gold mine is getting closer and closer to being finished. Yes, it is, as now the units pushing in. We do have ourselves medium infantry through for Nullus, as the army going to be attempting to push in here. We've got ourselves 4 Hursa here, which is going to be a nice amount to try and take out those Valkyries. Thank you so much for the Prime Fell Winter. Appreciate you, my friend. But the fight ensuing, and this is going to be the battle for the game here. If Nullus can win this fight, he might be able to put pressure onto Soup's second gold mine here after this. If Soup can win this fight, it's going to be all over for Nullus, as the medium upgrades come in during the fight there for Soup here, as the Valkyrie still pushing in. We do have only 1 or 2 Hursa remaining, but Soup here, he's got himself only 4 throwing axemen to take them down, but it looks like the Hursa have all been cleaned, and now Nullus has to pull back. And I'm sure those Nullus dwarves, where they look like they go up to the top side here instead of the bottom gold mine, but they're going to be moving straight into this fight here, and I'm not sure that's exactly what Nullus is going to be wanting to do here, as Soup does turn around. Not happy to continue this fight here, as the villagers are over here. Meanwhile, 1 Shield Maiden Valkyrie, look at the damage it does. I think it can 4-hit the villager. Yes, it can, I think. But in that moment, it looks like Nullus realizes, yeah, no real ability to make his own Valkyries. It's too hard to get back into this game. And I'm sure Soup is going to be thinking about next age at some point. He's probably even got armory upgrades here as well. No, he doesn't. He's got the armory up, so he can get the copper mail and everything else. And this game is not long for this world. Big difference here is going to be units killed versus units lost, 33 to 17. I mean, if you take a look at the resource total, it's actually not really that surprising, but a little bit surprising that the resource total favors Nullus here. And civilian unit also favors Nullus after all the damage that Soup did. But I think that the big thing that hurt Soup in that regard was trying to walk in and steal this giraffe away from his opponent, having to walk the entirety of the map to do that. Whereas Nullus was just happily eating himself goat and everything else. But in the end here, the big difference in terms of all food total is 100% Soup. He has the most food here, which means he gets more Valkyrie, and more Valkyrie means you win. And that's the game. GG, if you enjoyed the shorter games, be sure to let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next game. Remember to hit subscribe, leave comments, and all the other good stuff. Bye!